Yeah, I mean, for me, Eric has been extremely pivotal. Evan has been extremely pivotal. It's kind of weird. So I feel like for me, Eric has been extremely pivotal on, what do you do well and continue to do it. So he's been, really good on, understanding how to guard different guys,
Mm-hmm.
understanding the importance of, the small different things, reading that low man on the screen and roll. And then Evan has kind of been the guy that has kind of challenged me to kind of get out my shell. I
Mm-hmm.
think Evan realized that when you play in college, it's much different than NBA.
Yeah.
Now you're going to be expected to come off screen and rolls and to throw lob passes, to, do a behind the back pass, to shoot step backs. Those are things that in college, it's a no. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
Evan has really said, shoot some floaters, really challenge your game. And, that's the thing with those two is Eric's kind of like, what do you do? Let's do it better. What are you good at?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it better. And Evan's been like, let's get out your shell. Let's see what you can really do out there. So,
Mm-hmm.
those two have been, extremely crucial to my development.
Okay. That's good. Um, Now one on one.
Um,
Uh, have you beat Eric yet?
I have not beat Eric yet. I have not really truly beat Evan yet, surprisingly.
Man,
Yeah.
you got some work still.
Yeah, I
A
mean,
little
it's
bit of
something
work.
little brother and then the little brother, two guys that can really hoop. It makes it much tougher.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to ask you. So you know, what I mean, you touched on a lot of things, man, but like what's something that you can tell us that you learned that you didn't know but you know now?
Oh man, I mean, I actually kind of just learned this, maybe about a month or so ago. The biggest differentiator between, top level athletes and non-top level athletes is the discipline. Like it's not really about motivation. I think growing up, you kind of always say, "Look, what's going to get you motivated? Find something that motivates you." And I think we hear that all the time. Like you got to have motivation, you got to have that hunger, all that stuff. The
Mm-hmm.
key is discipline. Like how many times are you going to wake up and do that little thing that you really don't want to do? Like, yeah, you can, rah rah and do all that other stuff, but like, how many times are you going to get up, wake up at the same time every day, do your workout?
Mm-hmm.
How many times are you going to go and go to school? How many times are you going to when it's time for, if you're an artist, like if you're an artist, how many times are you going to go to the studio, come show up on time, be creative, do that one day, next day do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think everybody can rah rah and you have a good idea or somebody tells you this, you can go in, make a great song, but can you continuously do that? Can you continuously find different ways? As a podcaster, can you continuously find new guests, find new things, stay disciplined and stick with things? I
Mm-hmm.
think that that's the key. Like for example, like with this interview, like I think it'd been easy for us to, just stop communication for a month and be like, hey, I'm open. And then next minute,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, I can do this. And then another month go by and another month go by. And I
Yeah.
think that's easy to do. I think the hardest thing is to, keep checking in with one another. Let's see
Yeah.
if we can do this. Let's see if we can do that. Like those are the keys that get people over the top that I'm really starting to realize it's just a discipline.
Yeah, the
Not the
discipline. You gotta
motivation.
put that work in.
Yeah, I think it's easy if you win a NBA championship for you to do this or do that, or some good happens for you to rah rah. But like, can you do that when things are not going good? Can you do this when you don't want to do it? That's the key.
Right. Okay. So what about the goals for this season? What's your goal? Your
Yeah,
biggest
so
goal?
I mean, honestly, at this point during the year, for me, I kind of just want to continue to contribute. Right now, I have more team goals than personal goals right now because right now, I'm playing a little bit. I'm not playing quite as much as I want to. So for me, getting on that court would be a huge goal for me.
Mm-hmm.
And helping seeing our team win would be absolutely amazing because we got first year head coach. Our team won it last year, so we have a lot of pressure. And I just
Mm-hmm.
think that for me to see our team win and for me to play, in those games would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, definitely. So this next part, I just got some random questions to kind of to end it off. But so your team, you guys are coming to Indianapolis.
Yep.
Coming to Indianapolis, you bring the whole team. They're like, hey, we want to find the best food spot to eat. Where are you taking them?
Food spots in Indianapolis. Ooh, man.
Yeah, the go-to. Give me the spot you taking them. Like you got to. The pressure's on.
Yeah, the pressure is on. I mean, yeah, that is a tough one because for me, I mean, I'm taking them to Long's Bakery just so they can get that, but for some food,
Definitely, yeah, definitely longs.
oh man, I mean, for some food,
Yeah, man. Like
I mean, I would say exotic on the run,
I ain't
but
never had that. I never had that.
I would have said that. Um, that's the thing. Indianapolis has like a lot of just big franchise restaurants. Like to me, there's
Yeah.
no restaurants I would be like, all right, we got to go there. I mean, there's definitely places I say you got to go, but
That's
restaurants be
you
hard.
you know what? This is how I know you're really from the Nap. You're really from Indianapolis. Because man, I can't I feel the same way. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Like I don't know what if somebody want to go to a restaurant. They want some good food. I don't know. I want to see what you could give me. But I got a couple spots. Have you heard Jay's Wings?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I've heard that.
Jay's Wings is pretty decent. Then you got Buzz Burgers. They was on the show before.
Yeah,
I don't know if you heard of that. It's in Carmel. Um, yeah, like I said, it's
yeah,
bad, man. I didn't know if
yeah,
you had something.
yeah. I mean, personally, I would say, hey, man, we're gonna all go to Long's Bakery. But I mean, I wouldn't. To me, there's not that many places, franchises.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a franchise-based city. It's like Louisville. I mean, there's not a lot of Indianapolis
Yeah,
based food. So
right.
that's
It
the tough
really
part.
ain't.
Yeah.
But to be safe, I think that's the good thing to do. It's like
Yeah.
let's just go to Longs. You
Yeah, yeah.
can't.
Let's go to Longs. I mean, because
Yeah,
like that's the thing. Whenever I think about that, let's get something that you can't get anywhere else, and I say Long
yeah,
those places.
yeah. Okay, that's a good one. So, um, who's your favorite NBA player of all time?
Eric Gordon. Can't use Eric.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna let you use Eric.
All right.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a really good one. You threw me. I thought you was gonna. I didn't even expect that.
Yeah, I
I'll
mean,
take
I
that.
have to say my brother.
Yeah, take that. I'll take that for sure. What about your favorite team growing up?
Favorite team? Ooh, I'm not going to use any team that my brother played on. I mean, I would have to say Pacers. I mean, I would
Hmm.
have to. I would either say Pacers or Lakers.
Okay. Um, as far as the Pacers, what was your favorite Pacers group? I don't know if you
Oh,
remember the years.
come on now, that 2013 team.
All right,
I mean,
yeah,
there should be no other discussion in our
yeah,
lifetime.
exactly. Who was your
Unless you're
favorite?
a little bit older, you can start saying Rick Smits and Reggie. Okay, like, but anybody that's 30 and under, we know what time it is.
Yeah, who was your favorite player on that team? Who was the guy you looked at the most? I guess I'll say
George,
Paul
definitely.
George. Yeah.
Yeah. No, 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 not Paul George. George Hill.
Oh, George Hill. Okay.
Hill.
Okay, George
He's
Hill.
definitely my favorite player on that team.
Okay, man. George Hill, Indianapolis connection. Do you
Oh
have
yeah, 100.
you?
I'm very close with George.
Okay. What kind of advice has he gave you for the NBA? If you can mention it.
Well, actually, I haven't spoken with him since because I actually just got in about like 4 months ago. But
Mhm.
my senior year of college, I saw him and I talked to him. He was just like just kind of just like make a push.
Yeah.
George has always been the type of guy that has always been just really supportive of everyone in Nap. So he's always
Yeah.
just told me to just keep pushing, follow my dreams because he knew as a 6 year player your mind goes everywhere. So he kind of
Mm.
just told me just stick with it and just keep working.
Okay. So, man, I didn't even think to ask you about George Hill, man. That's
Oh, I mean, I'm close to all those league guys.
man.
Yeah, remember they're all around my brother Eric's or Evan's age. I'm
Right.
Yeah, so like Gordon Hayward was around my brother Evan's age.
Right.
Like so I've
Gordon
spoken
Hayward.
with a lot of them. Like the Mike Conleys, the Jeff Teagues. I've Greg Oden. Like I'm close with all those dudes.
Yeah, man. Greg Oden. Man, okay, I don't know why I didn't add any of this into the interview.
Yeah,
Man.
I'm close with all those
What
guys. My brother Eric played on Speeds. They all played on Speeds, and Evan played. He didn't play with Gordon, but he played against Gordon for a very long time. So I'm
Man.
pretty aware of those guys.
And then what about well, he's a little younger. I mean, I guess he might be close in your age. Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah,
Is he?
Jaren Jackson. Yeah, I'm actually older than him. I played against him in high school.
Yeah, I had a feeling you did. He
Yeah.
played. Did he play? He played for the same school too, right?
No, no.
Oh, part tutor. He was part tutor.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And it's another guy I'm thinking of, man. And I feel bad for not remembering the name, but he's been one of my favorite players on 2K.
Who? Gary
Uh,
Harris, Trey Lyles.
Not Gary Harris. That was my group. Trey Lyles, nah. Man, he used to play for the Magic. The
Magic.
Magic. Yeah, he was a shooting guard.
Oh, it can't be Oladipo.
No, not him. He was a
Shooting
shooting
guard.
guard back in the day.
Oh,
He used to
Courtney
play
Lee.
with
Courtney
Courtney
Lee.
Lee.
Yeah,
Yeah, Courtney
exactly.
Lee.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not real close with Courtney. He's actually much, much, much older than all my brothers. I mean, he's
Oh, really? I thought he was about the same age as Eric.
no. He's probably about 4 years older than Eric. I
Okay.
don't even think we were in
Okay.
high school at the same time. So yeah, because right now he's edging up on 40. Like he's probably like 38.
Dang, I didn't know that,
Yeah.
man. It's been a minute because I seen a Lee on the Knicks a while ago. I said, man, Courtney Lee still hooping because they kind of got the same look.
Yeah.
And okay, so I didn't know he was getting up there in age. Okay,
Oh yeah, he's close to that 40 number.
man. So all right, what about the dunk contest winner for this year? Who you think is gonna win? Do you know who's in there?
Yeah. No, I know Mac McClung's in there. He's definitely not going to win. I hope he does, but I don't think he will.
Man, he might. I don't know.
If he
Well,
wins, that's going to be huge for the G League. Huge.
man, I don't know. A lot of people's been saying a lot like they're not really feeling this dunk contest, but I kind of feel like it's some high flyers in there.
Who else is in there?
It was Matt McClung. It was Shaedon Sharpe.
Yeah.
Who else was it? Matt McClung, Shaedon Sharpe. Man, oh, I'm tripping. Trey Murphy.
Okay.
And then the other one was KJ Martin on the Rockets.
Yeah,
KJ
yeah,
Martin.
KJ, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
It says
KJ
reported. It says reported though. It was
Yeah.
reported. He
I think
might not
KJ
be.
has a chance, but he dunks a little bit too big manish like, and the judges, they never reward kind of big man dunks, sort of.
Yeah.
I would have to go KJ. I know Shaedon
Okay.
Sharpe I know he has some balance, but I would have to go.
I think Shaedon Sharpe is going I don't know, I'm just predicting, but I think Shaedon Sharpe is going to end up doing something crazy, but it's going to be one of them dunks that he can't get off or something.
Yeah, it's so funny. He's the first person I guarded in NBA Summer League this summer.
Oh, man. So what was that like?
It was fun. I mean, to me, Summer League was such a blur for me because it was so fun. Honestly, I'm not sure how legit Summer League really is. I mean, I hope to do it this year too as well, but it was such a blur. Everything happened so fast. We really didn't get much practice time. I mean, as you can tell, the Summer League normally looks really bad up until like the last couple of games.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a fun experience. So
yeah, okay. Man, I didn't know that. I should have did some more research. So that was your first game. Shaedon Sharpe. Okay. So what about you spoke on this, the Kyrie Irving trade.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you think it was even? Or what do you think?
I mean, I've always said, like, I think time will always tell, but I mean, for me, I don't know how much better they get. I'm not a big, huge guy on because you get more names, things get better. I think that we've looked at here over the last like 5 years, like the biggest trades have now always went through great. Really since 2016. I mean, if you want to analyze every single trade after the KD trade, and the KD trade was just a bit much. I mean, he was at that point easily the second best player in the league, going to the best team in the league. Like that was a little overboard. For the most part, like whenever guys get traded, like when Kyrie goes to Brooklyn and KD's there and James Harden goes, like, I'm not sure how much better they really are. Like, yeah, they're good, but like, I'm a big firm believer on you need a solid team. You need guys that can fit well together. That are close, that have some chemistry together. To me, that's what's going to get you over the top over, just names and guys. So I think it'd be tough.
So for like the Mavericks, specifically, do, do you picture that working? I mean, both of those guys, Luka and Kyrie, they need the ball in their hands. They need to control the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I foresee it working. And I think people have to remember, like, the Mavs were doing fine before Kyrie came there. I
Mm-hmm.
think that the notion of them like now being better like that much, I don't think so. I do think that they do probably get a little bit better, just because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Luka Doncic doesn't necessarily have it, they still have Kyrie, who is probably even a better takeover, style
Yeah.
player. But
Mm-hmm.
it just overall, I'm not sure if it makes them like a championship level team or a, per se, as they would say, a scary team. I just think it makes them more interesting and it adds a different dynamic to it. But I'm not sure if it necessarily makes them a better overall team in terms of winning a championship.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. A better overall team because
Yeah.
they're better now with Kyrie. I think. Well, I don't know. I
Like I
don't know.
said,
I can't
and
really.
like I said, they could be, but I think it's foreseen. Like I don't think that they automatically are just now like over the top. Like to me,
Yeah.
there are very certain moves in NBA history to where like over the top. Like I would
Yeah.
say like when the Lakers got um Paul Gasol that '08 year. Now
Yeah.
obviously they win a championship that year, but I said, listen, that's going to bring them over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously when KD was brought to I mean they were already over the top, but now that kind of
Now
just
that just yep.
there are very few moves that make it like that. A lot of times it's struggle. Like I think people have to remember, like when Shaq went to the Heat, the first year they weren't very good when he went in '04. Like people have to
Mm-hmm.
remember, like it took them another year, and that year they were down in the finals and they struggled earlier in that year. Like
Yeah, it
I
took them a
think when those
while.
trades happened,
What
yeah,
was it? 06? They won 06, right?
and 106. So, he got traded in '04. That '04 '05 season, they did not do that great. And
Mm-hmm.
then '05 '06, they won it. But people have to remember, like, that was by a long shot. Like,
Yeah.
they were not having a good year. They were not a high seed. They were down in the playoffs. I mean, in the
Mm-hmm.
finals. And, they did come back and win, but it took a lot. It definitely took a
Yeah.
lot. It was no one had their money on the Heat, to start that year. And that's the same thing that may or may not happen with the Mavs, but it's not going to just be Kyrie's there now, everything. And all of a sudden they're a championship contender.
Right. And like you said with the Heat, nobody knew Dwayne Wade was gonna play,
Yeah.
I guess, like how he played because he was still young at the time.
Yeah.
What
People
was
have
he,
to
3 years
realize.
in?
Yeah, he's only 3 years in. So I think people have to start realizing those type of things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so to end this off, man, cutting close on time for you. But the podcast,
Yeah.
uh, how often do you do that? Like, when's your times?
Yeah, so for me, I haven't been on quite necessarily as much since the season started about 3 4 months ago. But I've done about 4 podcasts since then.
Hmm.
But before I try to get in maybe one a week.
Yeah.
I kind of I just did one a day, so it's hard for me now. But I would say
Hmm.
I try to get one a week, with a lot of different people. For me, I've
Hmm.
always been a type of person. I try to get athletes, I try to get entertainers of some sort, whether they're artists, whether they're actors.
Hmm.
I try to get people who are in different fields. Like I've had nurses on, I've had doctors on, I've had different people on.
Hmm.
I've had some social activists on, some students, some news personalities, some
Hmm.
news anchors. I've had a mixture of everybody on. So
Hmm.
I try to keep it as diverse as possible.
I like that. I really do like that, man. Um, I remember you had Trippy Lynn on there,
Yep.
a rapper in the city, man, and that's good that you supporting the city, man. That's
Yeah.
kind of that's kind of I feel like we all need to stick together in this, man.
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, I've interviewed a lot of Indianapolis artists on my podcast, and I think that it's huge to continue to do that because I've always felt like there's a ton of talent in Indianapolis, but
mhm.
it's the way how people have it all portrayed. I don't think our artists need to leave. I think our
Yeah.
artists need to feel comfortable where they're at. Now, obviously, if you get bigger and better opportunities, I understand that, but I don't think that they should say, "Oh, I want to become a bigger name, so I need to leave." No, like I
Mhm.
think that there needs to be something, to help those artists out. And I do understand why artists leave. And I talked to Dom 2 times. I'm not sure if you know who that is or not.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, but he's an Indianapolis artist, and he's chosen to, move about. And I've always felt like he should stay and do as much as possible. But he's definitely, built out, and he's definitely have gotten the bigger following from going out. But I've always felt like it's extremely extremely important for artists to stay in Indianapolis if they can, and to build from there.
Mm-hmm. A lot, like you said, a lot of people think they need to go to different cities,
Yeah,
Atlanta, LA, to make it big, and then it happens. It does happen. They see
yeah.
it and they think that's what to do, but we could, it could happen right in the middle of the city.
Yeah, it can
It could
happen
happen
right in the
there.
middle of the city. I mean, I've always told people this, like, you're not an athlete. Like you have more of an opportunity. Like you don't get drafted anywhere, you don't sign anywhere where there's other opportunities
Mm-hmm.
limited. Like you can literally stay where you're at and make the most of your opportunity. And
Mm-hmm.
I've always felt that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. But as far as your podcast, what's the YouTube?
It's just Aaron Gordon podcast.
Aaron Gordon podcast. What about your
Yep.
social medias?
Aaron Gordon. It's on Twitter, it's Aaron Gordon 1. On Instagram, it's Aaron Gordon. Facebook,
Oh,
Aaron Gordon. Everything is Aaron Gordon. So the easiest way to go through anything is I have AaronGordon.com where you can go
mhm.
all to my links, and then I have Aaron Gordon on Instagram. Those are the two easiest things.
Okay, appreciate that, man. And again, I appreciate you sitting down with me for this interview, this conversation, man. We
For
gotta
sure,
do it
man.
again. Keep
Yeah,
it
we
keep in
we
touch for
definitely got
sure.
to, for sure.
Yeah, I got a lot more. I always tell everybody I got more, but I was gonna be. I don't know. I'm trying to figure a way to get it all in, and
Yeah,
I
no, I
don't know.
definitely
It's still
understand
hard to figure this stuff out, man. I'm trying,
that. No, I
but
definitely.
yeah. But do you got any shout outs before you go?
Just
Anybody?
shout out to my family. They've just been with me, the entire time, and shout out to E3
Mm-hmm.
Basketball Academy to all those kids, working hard to achieve their goals.
Mm-hmm. I like it, man. And like I said, I appreciate it. And
For
we'll,
sure,
we'll
for
be in
sure,
touch. We're gonna do this again.
for sure. We definitely need to.
Yeah.